Nashville has a new business proposal, and NASCAR fans unite in their hatred of it. The streaming package could be going to 10 races, and Xfinity, will they even be sponsoring the Busch Series next season? Let's get into it. Coming up next. What's going on, everybody? Hope you're doing good today. All right, first things first from Adam Stern. Let's jump into this. NASCAR has expanded its proposed mid-season digital streaming package to 10 races, up from 6, and it's possible that both Prime Video and Turner's Bleacher Report Sports could get a slice. So obviously that is just speculation, but if Bleacher Report gets it, it will be interesting to see where they stream it at. Would it be free? Lots of variables there. If Amazon Prime gets it, to me, that is a much bigger deal. That is a much better home for it, because Amazon Prime on their streaming services already have at least 3 times as many eyeballs as Fox or NBC or anybody else so far that has thrown their name in the hat to get the streaming package. And just to be honest with you, a lot of people have Amazon Prime streaming already, or Prime Video, or whatever they call it, already have it, so they wouldn't even be having to pay for extra. So that seems like, if NASCAR is going to get this streaming deal done, that seems like the best home for it. But we'll have to see how this plays out, and obviously there are going to be some people that I hate, having to pay for these races, so I'm just going to miss these 10 races anyhow. So it's going to be really interesting to see how it plays out. But if the trend continues, cable is dying out, so at some point NASCAR is going to have a streaming partner. So this is going to have to be, they're going to have to rip the Band-Aid off at some point anyways. Also from Adam Stern, among the off-season topics to watch in NASCAR is whether Xfinity will choose to stop title sponsoring the NASCAR Xfinity Series after its 10-year agreement ends following 2024. So Xfinity will be there next season, but beyond that, we don't know. And who replaces them, who knows, but it could be the Busch Series. We saw the Craftsman Truck Series return after being the Camping World Truck Series and all that good stuff. It is now back to being the Craftsman Truck Series. This opens up the window for Busch to jump in there and sponsor the Busch Series once again, so we can officially call it the Busch Series. On camera, at least, I have called it the Xfinity Series, but when I'm off camera, I've always called it the Busch Series, and I think a lot of people have always continued to call it the Busch Series. So it'll be interesting to see how that goes going forward, and not for nothing, if Xfinity does leave, we're glad to have you as a partner, but I won't miss the as fast as Xfinity 10G or whatever that crap is, the little plug that all the drivers do, so it could be a silver lining if Xfinity leaves. If Xfinity stays, of course, we'll have to continue to hear the as fast as Xfinity 10G. That's So the video you're watching right now was dropped by the Cumberland Yard. It is a proposal to basically redo the Nashville Fairgrounds Speedway to an electric drag racing strip, and there would be music and concert venues. But of course, what you saw there is they're getting rid of the actual racetrack. In this proposal, they would be getting rid of the actual racetrack itself. This proposal seems to have come out of nowhere, and we didn't have a whole lot of information on it. But one thing is for sure, NASCAR fans came out in full force against this, and this is the most united I've seen NASCAR fans in a very long time. And I don't know how good of a business practice this was, but the Cumberland Yard was sitting there blocking people left and right, and it sort of became a thing on Twitter that people would post their badge of honor of getting blocked by the Cumberland Yard. So I don't know how that's going to play out for them going forward, but let's look a little bit deeper into this from our friends at the Daily Downforce, who of course are awesome, and let's see who's behind this Cumberland Yard deal. However, Nate Ryu and Adam Timburin, I'm sure I destroyed both of those names, of Axios, were able to get the names of those behind it. They described the organization as a nonprofit called Fairground Preservation Partners, with co-founders Mike Kopp, singer Ruby Aminufu, I'm sure I messed that up too, artist Carrie Tillis, and attorney Kenny Bird. Ryu and Timburin also mentioned advisors Saul Solomon, formerly Metro's Director of Law, former school board member Will Pinkston, and Jed Hilly, Executive Director of the Americana Music Association. This is a very new and not well-known nonprofit. Joe Williams, known as the voice of the fairgrounds, gave his thoughts on the proposal. He seemed to indicate that this proposal may never have gotten off the ground. I really thought I was reading something from The Onion or the Babylon Bee when I saw it. I thought it was comedic satire because if they are so serious, it is such an obvious attempt at continuing a land grab. My personal opinion is this thing is not only dead in the water, it never got wet. It's definitely a more vague proposal. There is not a lot of information online on it, and Cumberland Yard only has a video and the aforementioned poll on their website. Kopp told Ryu and Timburan at the Nashville SC owner John Ingram is not involved whatsoever. Ingram has been one of the most vocal opponents of the Fairgrounds racetrack since being renovated due to Nashville SC's soccer stadium being next door. The specific Nashville Fairgrounds proposal has elicited quite a reaction from the fan base. Will it actually happen, or will the track be revitalized like Bristol Motor Speedway and SMI hope it is? So there you go. It united the NASCAR fan base on Twitter. Just about every NASCAR fan that interacted with them got blocked, which I think is poor business practice because it just lowered and lowered their odds of getting this publicly at least supported. And furthermore, and they also reposted it like 4 or 5 times, eventually just turning off the comments and finally leaving it there. The last time they redid it, it only got 1 thumbs up or 1 heart on Twitter, whereas previously I think it had gotten up to 4. So it just doesn't seem like a very promising proposal. It doesn't seem like anybody wants it. Even the people like with the football club or whatever, they don't even seem to even be in support of this, and they want the racetrack gone as well. So it just seems like a Hail Mary at best and possibly a scam at worst because they are taking donations, and if it's never going to get off the ground, where's the money for the donations going? That's speculation, but I'm just saying be very wary of if you send money to these folks. That is a picture of Richard Childress right there riding with Brody Kostecki. Supercar Championships. And what's interesting beyond RC getting a few hot laps over there with Brody in the Supercar Series is they announced that they are looking to expand Brody next season to several races, at least, 4 or 5. So we could get a little bit of that. That was one of Shane Van Gisbergen's main competitions over there in Supercars. So we could get that head-to-head matchup next season for a few races, depending on how SVG's schedule plays out and how Brody's schedule plays out. So it should be something interesting to watch. Watching both of those guys on road courses and street courses would be something else. So, yeah, all right. Happy Thanksgiving. Well, Thanksgiving's over with, but happy post-Thanksgiving. I hope you all had a great one, and that's all I got for you on this one. Would love to have your subscription if you made it this far. If not, I'll keep making these. If you're already subscribed, I appreciate you guys as well. If you've got a question, comment, or anything like that, leave it down in the comments section. If you want to help out the channel, you can get really cool t-shirts like this. The link is in the description, and other than that, thanks for your time. Peace.